So, any questions? I'm very happy. Yes.
Venerable Ajahn, Namaskar. I have a question regarding the practice. I find it's relatively easy for a lay person to practice anicca, but how should a lay person practice anatta when overwhelmed by severe chronic physical and or mental agony or pain or natural disasters, calamities, personal tragedies, disasters, etc., etc., without getting lost in whirlpool of negativity, depression, and further mental agony? Thank you.
Right. Well, there are a number of things that we don't know when the mind is completely identified with body and mind. Many things we don't realize. Our identification increases the suffering of our life. Do you understand? So because you identify to things, it means that they have become yours, mine. Do you understand? We don't even know they have become yours, mine. You only know when they something is pulled away from the thing which is yours, you begin to feel upset. So in fact, the anatta aspect of the teachings is is extremely rewarding at some level, because you begin to see that when the mind is resting in non-attachment, it's much more capable to deal with life. It's much more capable to manifest love and compassion. It's because we attach to them, identify to them, that we are blocking, the help we need sometimes. If you let go, if you could really look at your body and realize that this body is not yours, the feeling that we experience are not ours, not mine. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen in your body, it doesn't happen in your life. It doesn't mean that. It's simply the attitude toward these things has to shift, in the sense that as you keep, reflecting on the aspect of not self. Is not yours, not self. It means that you're not creating more suffering than there is when you're identified with your body or your mind. But it's a bit of, it takes a lot, a kind of work, inner work, because we are so used to see ourselves as mine. My life, my body, my thoughts, my feelings, my stories, me, mine. Do you understand? So one thing that we also realize as you practice is that your body may be sick. I've experienced that myself. But your mind, if you have practiced enough, doesn't need to carry your disease. Do you understand? It doesn't need to. In fact, if you make your disease yours, it will carry it. If you see it as disease, then your mind is more free from it. You can't actually let go in the mind. You don't disconnect from the disease. On the contrary, that detachment is a deeper connection. It's a free.
बहुत कष्ट हो, मानसिक कष्ट हो और चारों तरफ प्रिय परिस्थितियां हो रही हों, जबकि अनित्य वगैरह तो समझ में आता है। तो अजान का उत्तर था कि जब हम मन और शरीर से पूरी तरह तादात्म्य बना के रखते हैं, तो इससे हमारी सफरिंग बढ़ती है, इससे दुख बढ़ता है, घटता नहीं है। क्योंकि मन और शरीर को अपना मानना का मतलब है कि हम जो उसमें स्वाभाविक जितना कष्ट होना है उससे ज़्यादा ही होने लगता है, क्योंकि वो मेरा भी है। और इसलिए अनात्म का समझना संसार को, अपनी लाइफ को डील करने में ज़्यादा मददगार होता है। कोई उसमें दिक्कत नहीं होगी, उससे फायदा ही होगा। जब हम इस भ्रम में रहते हैं कि शरीर मेरा है, शरीर पे होने वाली वेदना मेरी है, ये सारे खंड मेरे हैं, तो उससे जो जैसे आपने बताया था कि शरीर में कष्ट है या रोग है, तो उस रोग को हम अपना मानते हैं, तो वो उससे उसको हैंडल करने में, अटैचमेंट के कारण उसको हैंडल करने में दिक्कत होती है। हाँ, ये बात सत्य है कि अनात्म को, बोध को हृदयंगम करने के लिए काफी इनर वर्क करना पड़ता है, हमको रिफ्लेक्शन काफी करना पड़ता है ताकि ये बात स्पष्ट हो जाए। क्योंकि सामान्यतः हम हर चीज को मैं और मेरा और के भाव से ही देखते हैं। तो जितना जितना अभ्यास करेंगे उतना उतना हमारा ये बात समझ में आ जाएगी कि ये शरीर मेरा नहीं है, ये मन मेरा नहीं है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि जो बीमारी है उससे हम उसके प्रति सजग नहीं होंगे, वो महसूस होगी, लेकिन क्योंकि वो मेरी नहीं है तो उसके साथ जो हमारी डीलिंग होगी वो डिटैच तरीके से होगी। और डिटैच तरीके से डीलिंग करने में उतना तकलीफ नहीं होती जितनी कि उसको अपना मैं और मेरा अपना मानने में होती है।
Okay. Do you have another question?
Ajahn, I have two questions. The first one is, you mentioned yesterday that meditation is relaxation, but it's not so for me.
Meditation is relaxation?
Yeah, it's not so for me. Whatever my conditioning is, that I start striving towards everything. Sometimes I find that when I'm not meditating, I'm far more relaxed than when I'm actually meditating.
You use the word striving? Yes.
But it is an unconscious thing that I do. I don't even know when I start doing it.
Yeah, you just condition like that. Yeah, habits.
So how do I break that?
Well, first of all, I never said that meditation was relaxation.
Yesterday...
If I don't mind editing my quotes, you know.
No, but you mentioned yesterday.
No, I probably said relax in meditation, relax. Meditation is not, it's not easy. So sometimes you feel tense, sometimes you feel relaxed. But what I pointed out is that your approach to your life, just relax. Don't kind of make it hard work before it gets to hard work, Sometimes it is hard work, and so you have to bear things that you find really unbearable. So, but no, it's not relaxed. It's not relaxation.
Okay, then even if I need to be relaxed to meditate, it is not something that happens to me, because then relaxation is something that I subconsciously start striving towards.
Yes.
And
well, it's very simple. That striving feeling, you can start really lovingly, caringly and kindly notice it as a body level. Okay? As a bodily feeling, you can begin to see it's just a feeling in the mind and body. It is sort of a thought that says, I must go somewhere, I must do better. That's really a great obstacle, the mind. But it don't have to be make it an obstacle. Look at it as an object of your meditation. Look at it as the experience that makes you suffer. Does it make you suffer? Yeah, there you go. We push the finger on the spot. So, First Noble Truth. Are you going to make friend with her? To make friend with the First Noble Truth? Or are you going to beat yourself up to kind of push it out and pretend nothing is happening? You need befriend with your suffering. Yeah, befriend your suffering. Absolutely. Yeah. Not to friend. Otherwise, you start liking it so much, it just hangs around for a long time, you know. And wisely, a friend wisely. It's like you see it as an object of Dhamma. You see Dhamma. The difference between seeing Dhamma and no Dhamma is like when you see Dhamma, okay, you see it as an object of the mind. When you don't see an object of the mind, it's me having difficulties, suffering, me suffering. If you see it as an object, it's just like a compound object. You know, I suffer because of this, because of that. You know, whole story. You can see the whole package of sankhara, the sankhara as an object. As long as you see it as me and mine, you suffer. Do you understand? Let's see, for example, something we know very well in practice. You know, you have, let's say, you've been hurt by something, or, you know, sort of, maybe it's not exactly like your experience. I try to find something closer to your experience. Well, let's say you want to have a peaceful mind, okay, but your mind is, let's say, restless. You know, restless. So something in you is really keen to strive to get rid of this restlessness. Suffering is restless. It's uncomfortable. So you do all kind of things to take care of the restlessness. But this is where Mara needs to be known and seen. This restless mind, I don't know about you, maybe you can share your story with us. You know, you feel restless, the next thing you know, you want a cup of coffee. It's like the restless mind makes you do something that's going to keep the restlessness going. It takes a long time to see this clearly. And then once you get a bit more restless, you know, maybe you think you should slow down, but somehow you get doing things you can't stop. You know, you got to plan to do this and do that and do, you know, the whole restless world is in action. I used to find like packing my suitcase when I was young really stressful. I'd enjoy stress, I didn't mind. I found stress kind of exciting, you know, the excitement. So I blame it all onto my suitcase, making suitcases, you know, putting things in the suitcase, preparing, you know. Then one day I realized something very simple. I really enjoyed traveling. I was just happy. I was not restless or agitated, I was just really excited and happy. My suitcase wasn't a problem, it's me just being happy to go somewhere. Do you understand how things can be really covered over and over? We interpret life in that way. It's my suitcase and my problem. Till you realize, actually, I was just more excited to go wandering through the world. Right? Now for you have the problem with striving. Maybe
it's almost like I've set a goal in my mind. It's almost like I've set a goal in my mind that I
set a what? A goal. Oh yeah.
In my mind, and it's all like I have to get there.
Yeah, but I mean it's easy to see now. Just cut down the goal and stay with your boring mind.
But boring is not like a nice place to stay either.
Eh? Say that again.
I think boring is
close.
Boring is another place where I don't want to stay either. So
that's right. So just go back. You know. That's why you create goals. You know, the mind is creative. You know, to get out of problem.
But it's not something that I'm doing consciously. I don't even know.
That's why it's called anatta. Do you understand? It's happening to you. You wish it would not happen. If you had a control over your mind, nothing like that would happen. You'll be in the here and now, going nowhere, being nobody, as teachers have told you. But then the mind is annoyed with this boring mind, this boring feeling. And it's very creative, you know, it's to suddenly create a nice goal, you know, I need to really become a better meditator by next month, you know. If If you're a bit less patient, maybe say tomorrow or today. And what kind of goal do you set up for yourself? What does it look like, your goal? You have an image?
I need a freer body. I would say more in terms of sensation. That
you need a freer body? What's a freer body?
Lesser blockages in the body.
Lesser work?
Lesser blockages.
Less blockages. So you feel tense and blocked a bit. Ah, right. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
So more I think about it, there are more blockages, and I understand that on the mental level, but somehow I don't know how.
What makes you feel blocked? You have pain?
No, it's just blank areas.
Just?
Blank areas.
Blankness? Blank area? Well, if they are blank, what's the problem?
I know there isn't. But I don't know why. I know there isn't, but I somehow lose that equanimity at times. And that loss of equanimity continues for a long time.
Yes.
I know that I am needed to go for the pleasant, not for the unpleasant. I just have to accept both as they come. I know that on the mental level. But when I actually sit down to meditate, there is no equanimity. In fact, I am less equanimous while sitting down than doing other things.
Are you surprised you don't have any equanimity?
No, I've just accepted that I don't have it.
Sometimes you may have it, don't you? Don't you give yourself a chance?
I do, but I don't know, in the last couple of years, I think I've just accepted it that my mind wanders and it's not something that I have. So, and I have limited amount of equanimity.
Can you be content with that?
I'm not. That is why, hence the question.
But if you're so agitated, no wonder. I mean, you have no equanimity. Can you just stay peaceful with your boredom? Can you just stay? This equanimity, immediately you feel something that's unpleasant, you shoot off with something, another kind of goal somewhere, and another thing unpleasant, you shoot off for another goal. That's not equanimous, I agree with you. But what about just...
And this goal that I have set is not something I'm aware of when I'm setting it. I realize it months later. That what I did.
That's all right. Sometimes we don't see straight away where it's coming from, That sometimes we have a hard time getting into contact with feelings, with moods, with stuff like that. We don't know. Just be at peace with the fact that right now you may not know yet. It's not a problem. Don't make it a problem when there's none. Your mind is, you just let go of any thinking about this. And then go back to the present moment, here and now, and you'll find out that the reality of your life has moved on by now. You may be ready for another goal. But the ideal practice is not to set up goal. That's exactly, the great masters have said it's goalless. You remember the great sort of, the great truth that we say, oh, how wonderful, and your mind said, don't worry, your mind, you're not in charge of your mind. Do you understand? Avijja is in charge of your mind. Then once you're waking up, you can maybe bring Dhamma in charge of your mind. Do you understand? The rest is blind. There. You just get in touch with reality. Yes, I have never wanted to be an angry person myself. Never. I like people being harmonious and kind and so on, but I got really angry many times, upset. If I had a choice, I would not do that. Do you understand? You're just noticing that a truth that many people know already. The mind is not, in control. We can't control the mind necessarily. The only way the only way I trust to control the mind is either to let go of avijja, whatever that means for each one of us. Present, basically bring mindfulness into the present moment so you can see clearly what's going on here, and you can act on it if you think it's a wise thing, and you stop it if you need to refrain from doing that. You see what I mean? So you don't need to. What concerns you? I don't understand what concerns you. I can see you don't have, you don't feel equanimous, but the life is not an equanimous experience. What you can be is equanimous with a lack of an equanimous life. Do you understand? Life is up and down and dancing up and down all the time. Can you be equanimous with the surfing of the wave of samsara? It's like surfing. You like the sea to be nice and flat with no wind, nothing, sunshine all the time, right? Life is up and down. So maybe before that you had your techniques worked out, the Vedana. Did you do Goenkaji? The Vedana, you sit on your cushion, you know exactly what to do. Up, down, up, all around. And then the mind just simply, you simple intuitive awareness. My God, what's that? Intuitive awareness. And then you suddenly open your mind to a wider perspective, the space around you, around the mind, wherever the mind is. And that suddenly you meet your restlessness. Suddenly you may have been practicing the three characters, anicca for many years, but maybe you never got in touch with the level of your mind which is caught up in restlessness and worry. One of the hindrances. One of the 5 hindrances. And one of these hindrances for me was very important to immediately I turn my doubt as a hindrance, just to practice with doubt. If you make your doubt continue its own long proliferation and so on, you never come to an end. But if I use, to not waste time, I say, let's go down for the hindrances straight away. Okay? See what these hindrances are about. And later on, actually, I didn't even know that, but the Buddha does say, if you're caught up in the hindrances, wisdom cannot manifest. It's true, if you absorb into doubts, if you absorb into sensuality, if you absorb into, the wisdom that comes from emptiness cannot manifest. Like the new, bringing the new. The wisdom that brings not to sort of all the old conditioning, the old past, the old stories, and so on, bringing a new view on something. It's like insight. Suddenly you break through the old pattern and you see something finally. You crack the nuts, of being stuck in one fixed views. Yeah? So, start looking at your restlessness with loving kindness, patience, and look and observe it so you know it's truly anicca. But we have so much anger in ourselves, we have so much, the mind can be, the body can be so angry and so, unable to really bring softness and gentleness that's also something we need to be very patient with, Comes little by little. Stopping feeding the old habits through mindfulness. Mindfulness is is what stops. As I said, the fuel that keeps the engine going. Yeah? Okay? We let Mr. Dar translate.
तो प्रश्न था कि मैं ध्यान करते समय उन्होंने सुना था कि आपने कहा था कि ध्यान जो है रिलैक्सेशन होता है, लेकिन मेरे साथ तो जब मैं ध्यान करती हूँ तब टेंस होती हूँ, जब ध्यान करती तब रिलैक्स। तो मैंने ये नहीं कहा था कि ध्यान करना रिलैक्सेशन है, मैंने ये कहा था कि ध्यान करते समय रिलैक्स करिए। जीवन की तरफ जो हमारा एटीट्यूड है उसको हार्ड वर्क बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है, कुछ उपलब्ध करना, कुछ पाना, उस तरह से गोल बनाने से तक रेस्टलेसनेस हो सकती है। और अगर कोई गोल बनता भी है अनकॉन्शियसली तो उसको भी हम लविंगली देख लें कि हाँ ये गोल बन रहा है, और उसके साथ अपना आइडेंटिफिकेशन न करें। और उसके कारण जो गोल बनाने के कारण जो सफरिंग हो रही है, या तो उस सफरिंग को भी प्रथम आर्य सत्य की तरह, फर्स्ट नोबल ट्रूथ की तरह देखें। और जैसा आपने पहले भी कहा था कि अपनी सफरिंग के साथ वी शुड लर्न टू बी फ्रेंडली विद इट। ताकि हम उसको देखें कि एक धर्म है जो कि परिस्थितियों के कारण उठा है, जस्ट एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ माइंड, मन की एक स्थिति है, और उसको मैं और मेरा नहीं मानेंगे तो वो धीरे धीरे कोई संखार है जो मानेंगे तो वो अपने आप धीरे धीरे सभी संखार क्योंकि अनित्य है तो बदल जाएगा, धीरे धीरे परिस्थिति चेंज हो जाएगी। ये चाहना भी कि मेरा मन पीसफुल रहे लेकिन मन बेचैन है और उस तरह से मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ कि मैं बेचैनी हटाऊं, तो वो सब एक मारा का ही खेल है कि हम बेचैनी होती है तो हम समझते हैं चलो कुछ और कर लो, कुछ कॉफी पी लो, उससे शायद रेस्टलेसनेस कम हो जाएगी। तो हम उसको बेचैनी को देखते हैं नहीं, जब तक उस बेचैनी को देखेंगे नहीं तब तक उससे छुटकारा नहीं होगा। तो फिर आपने फिर से उनसे पूछा कि आप जब स्ट्राइविंग कह रही हैं तो उसका क्या मतलब है? तो उन्होंने कहा कि एक मेरे मन में एक गोल है और वो गोल बनता है तो वो एक सबकॉन्शियस लेवल बनता है, कॉन्शियसली नहीं बनता। और वो जैसे तो आचार्य जी ने कहा कि हाँ, अगर वो तुम खुद ही कह रही हो कि वो कॉन्शियसली नहीं बनता, अनकॉन्शियसली बनता है, तो तुमने नहीं बनाया तो इसलिए वो अनात्म है, तो उसको समझना चाहिए कि वो मेरा नहीं है। तो ये अगर हम इस बात को देखने का नजरिया बदल देंगे तो शायद जो बेचैनी है उससे छुटकारा मिलने का रास्ता खुल जाएगा। फिर उन्होंने पूछा कि अच्छा किस तरह के गोल बनाती हैं आप? तो उन्होंने कहा कि जो हम प्रश्न करते हैं गोविंद जी के मार्ग में उसमें समझ जानते हैं शायद कि हम शरीर में ब्लॉकेज है, ब्लॉकेज नहीं होनी चाहिए, ब्लैंक एरिया नहीं होना चाहिए। तो ये जो हमारा मिथ्या व्यवहार वो समझ बनी हुई है, तो उन्होंने कहा कि मैं इसके सबकॉन्शियस लेवल पे बन जाती है तो फिर वो इक्वानिमिटी नहीं रहती है। तो आचार्य जी ने कहा कि क्या आप अगर इक्वानिमिटी नहीं रहती तो क्या आप उसके प्रति इक्वानिमस रह सकते हैं? तो ये आपको लगता है कि आपकी तरफ कारण नहीं हो रहा, सबकॉन्शियसली हो रहा है, तो कैन यू स्टे विद पीस विद द फैक्ट कि आपको मालूम नहीं है कि ये कहाँ से आ रहा है, कि उस बात को सचमुच में एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं पूरी तरह से, और एक्सेप्ट पूरी तरह करेंगे तो फिर उसके साथ उसको ग्रैस्प नहीं करेंगे, देन दैट इज व्हाट इज मेंट बाय लेटिंग गो। और देन फिर आप वर्तमान में आके जो परिस्थिति है उसको देख सकते हैं। साधना का उद्देश्य ये नहीं कि एक हम पर्टिकुलर गोल बना के और फिर उसको स्ट्राइव करने के करें, क्योंकि वो उस तरह से करने से अविद्या जो है, अविद्या हमारा मन का इंचार्ज बन जाती है, जबकि हमें चाहिए कि प्रज्ञा मन का इंचार्ज बने। तो उन्होंने अपना उदाहरण दिया कि मैं नहीं चाहती कि कभी मैं गुस्से करूं या गुस्से वाला प्राणी बनूं, लेकिन फिर भी कभी गुस्सा आ जाता है तो मैं जानती हूँ कि ये मन मेरा नहीं है और वो परिस्थितियों के कारण हुआ है। वो जब वैसे जानते हैं तो वो स्वतः ही कम हो जाता है। फिर आपने कहा कि आप लोगों ने शायद गोविंद जी की जैसे साधना की है, कुशन पे बैठ के ऊपर से नीचे, नीचे से ऊपर मन शांत हो जाता है, और फिर लुंगपो सुमेधो आते हैं, वो कहते हैं इंट्यूटिव अवेयरनेस की बात, तो शायद उससे वो बात उससे मैच नहीं करती हो, ऐसा लगता है। तो साधना करते हुए आप लोग अनित्य के ऊपर ध्यान देते हैं, अनित्य बात को समझ जाते हैं, लेकिन जो दूसरे हिंड्रेंसेस हैं उनकी ओर ध्यान नहीं जाता, जैसे रेस्टलेसनेस है उसकी ओर, डाउट है उसकी ओर, उन सबको उठने को हिंड्रेंस की ओर की तरह देखना बल्कि नहीं करते, लेकिन उसको अपना एक ये समझ के कि ये विकार है और इसको मुझे हटाना है, उस चक्कर में काम करने से जो हम एक चक्र में फंस जाते हैं। उसको भी एक मन का धर्म समझे कि ये परिस्थिति उठी है और उसको अपने आप स्वतः उसको जाने दें, तो इस तरह की बेचैनी से छुटकारा मिलेगा। उसके पीछे पड़ने से छुटकारा नहीं मिलने वाला है। तो उन्होंने कहा कि जो बेचैनी है, यू शुड स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट इट विद लविंग काइंडनेस एंड पेशेंस। तो उसको भी एक मन का धर्म मान के उसको समता से देखें, बेचैनी को भी देखें उस तरह से, और अगर समता टूट रही है तो उसको भी देखेंगे, तो जाके इस तरह की जो एक विशेष सर्कल है उससे हम छूट सकते हैं। जो हमारी पुरानी आदतों को फीड करने की पुरानी वो आदत बनी हुई है, वी स्टॉप फीडिंग द ओल्ड हैबिट्स।
Okay. Okay.
Ajahn, my question is, like, while meditating, some of the times, like rather most of the times, I feel I do not know what is happening. I mean, I'm not sleepy. I'm not sleeping. It's like sort of unconsciousness. So what bothers me is like there's no sati. If there's no sati, then how would the whole process of meditation is like the 1 hour sitting is lost, sort of.
So what do you see in your meditation when you meditate? What's happening? What is your experience that make you think you have no sati?
I try to see my breath. I try to see.
If you don't try, what do you see?
I see sensations in the body.
That's good, isn't it? Stop trying, she starts seeing.
No, but still, I feel most of the time is lost, just lost. So I'm like, maybe it's sloth and talk. That I say after the sitting is over, not during the sitting.
But you're in the sati, you're not there anyway, so what's the problem?
I mean, it's like efforts.
When you bring sati into the mind, it's like you see me, but there's not me doing things. When sati is present, sati sampajanya, sati panya, then there's the knowing mind is doing the work. The bright light of torch of mindfulness is sorting out what needs to be sorted out. The Dhamma brings the Dhamma perspective on things. Who are you looking for? What are you looking for somebody? I think you complicate your practice in a way that's not really helpful. I think you have a lot of ideas about what you should be seeing and not seeing. Well, you see all these things and she said there's no sati. What does it mean? You say you don't even know you're seeing something. And you're hoping to find me seeing something.
No, at times I realize
May I add?
Yeah, please.
I think it's a question of, because I'm familiar with this whole tradition, it's a question of not understanding the Dhamma properly. That is affecting my friends very deeply, in spite of my telling them again and again that we should read Satipatthana properly. Buddha says that I know there is no sati, and when you know there is not sati, it means there is sati. But the understanding has somehow got in that I should be constantly aware of body sensation. There should be constantly at every section of the body something should emerge and I should see it. If something is not coming in the body, I am not able to feel, then it means it is a blank area. So I am not able to feel, so my meditation is going bad. If mind is restless, meditation is going bad. If mind is getting into sloth and torpor, it is going bad. Now that's a confusion of the highest order which people are not ready to give up.
Hot myself. I'm not feeling really, oh my God.
So that confusion, people are not ready to give up. Somehow, I don't know. So you may kindly help in convincing them.
Well, shall we start the ABC then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That would be nice, I think.
Yes, course 101. Shall we just empty the mind, know nothing? I know nothing, okay? To the point. I have the beginner's mind. In fact, I always say when I teach retreat, we have the beginner's mind, but actually the practice is a beginner's mind each moment. You understand? If you carry all your baggage of the 30 years of practice, how do you want to feel happy? Difficult. So, the first thing, okay, I have to go back to my beginner's mind. So, the first thing really is to empty the mind of all these stories and all the things you know already. But really for me, there's never a problem really, because whatever you see is what you need to be mindful of. Don't engage about whether you should see it and you should not see it, whether you see what's right, what's wrong, whether there's sati or no sati. That's your battlefield, Do you understand? You don't need to create a battlefield between you, mindfulness, the object, the mind, and so on. If I say to you right now, do you know where your right hand is? Okay? Move it a little bit. Just move it. You know what it's doing, don't you? Can you do the same thing with the internal body? Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's mostly quiet. If you've been practicing for a long time, if you're used to sitting meditation, there's not so much reaction. Do you understand? You know sitting is okay, you've done practice of the three, of the, the Vedana and so on, so you're used to sit, okay? So that habit of sitting, now you have to really make use of it, not through another habit, but through the beginner's mind, So shall I give you a little meditation now for everybody? I shouldn't say, I don't want to insult anybody when I say Course 101. I have to be careful. We're on video, It's not related to anybody, okay? Remember that? It's related to some individual practice and how they interpret the teaching that they have received beforehand, okay? So, forget about everything. It's easier said than done, isn't it? It's not that you have to forget. You don't have to change a thing. When you close your eyes and you're cross-legged, you close your eyes or sit on the chair, what you see is what you see. Don't make more of it. That's it. The Buddha says when you see the mind, when you see the 5 khandhas, he gives you a map. You have the body with its elements, made up of elements, 5 elements. You have the feeling that you've studied at length before. You have the perception, okay? Perception of heaviness, lightness, something may be light but feel heavy, perceived in a heavy way. Then you have the mental construct. It can be, not necessarily a word or a thought. It can be a mass of things that hasn't kind of manifested as thought, like a construct, a sort of sankhara. Yeah? And then the last one, the last 5 khandhas, is vijnana. So, maybe when you're sitting, you can hear a sound that's, the ear sound, the ear sense, the, auditive sense. Then maybe you smell something, the incense, that's the olfactive sense. Then maybe you hear an idea comes up in your mind, I don't think it's right, that's just the thinking. Then at some point maybe you feel the body aches or pain or heaviness, that's a body, that's a kaya. So you don't have to look at everything all at once, otherwise you get confused, But whatever is most prominent in each moment, you just notice it. It's really a contemplative observation. I remember I was always struck was my father was saying that the best discovery were from this part of science that worked with no goals. It's a particular science, with just a research with no goal, and then if it discovers the most extraordinary thing like that. The thing that will come up, after 5 minutes you start getting fidgety. Huh? That's called restlessness. The Buddha gives us a name for it. After a few minutes, maybe your mind is bored. You can use it as it's like the 3rd or the 4th hindrance, right? You can name it. Boredom. If you want to. There's a good concept for many things that you observe that can help you to see more clearly. After a little while you have a doubt. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? It might not be even a mental. It may be a physical feeling in the heart that is losing confidence. A lot of our thoughts do not necessarily manifest as what we think, but in the body itself. Do you understand? Ajahn Sumedho taught me how to look at doubts as a feeling in the body. And I got really, I freed my mind from this habit of doubting, and it's not that the doubts stop, yeah. But when I doubt, my mind doubts it, I don't get engaged with it, it's finished, it's gone. The kind of proliferation that goes with it, I don't trust it anymore. I saw doubt as just a habit, an object. Okay? There's also doubt you can use as a kind of awakening, like wamai, like some Asian countries have used, Far Eastern countries have used. So do you understand? Are you following? So you just give yourself a chance. If you think like that, it's not going to help you, is it? It's not even interesting so much, You have to be really strong. Sit up. Bring this confidence in you. Stretch your neck up. That's right. That's better. And now, when I look at when the nuns come, the new nuns come, or even got so many problems. I know you've got a tough, a tough nature, all of you. I've no doubt. I always saw Indian women very strong, and I didn't even know if I could let them, deal with that or even cope with it. After the English people are so kind of, oh no, I don't want to bother anybody, no, okay. No, I didn't say anything. So timid and reserved, I thought, oh. But actually it's been a very nice experience for me so far, very nice. So when you meditate, all of us meditate, just look at your inside as if you were looking at the sky, Then see what happened in this space, the space inside you. You still, when you close your eyes, all of you close your eyes. Yeah, you close your eyes, everybody. You know exactly where your legs are, you know exactly where your feet are, you know exactly where if you don't science, you know where your liver is, you don't know where your intestines are, you know where your bladder is, you know where your right shoulder, left shoulders, you know where your spine is standing, it's not in front, it's at the back, you know that, don't you? Yeah? Now, can we do this? It's a subtle work that the Buddha is asking from us, He decided, you can actually do this with things like the mind, which are totally, you can't see them normally. You can't see your thought, you can see your perception, it's not like solid, So the Buddha brings us inside and say, look at the world from inside now. You look at your perception, my God, what's that? And then you read perception is like yellow, green, purple or whatever, But perception is what you perceive, and if it's not trained, it's, you perceive wrongly. You perceive somebody angry when they're not angry. So you perceive somebody wise when they might not be very wise. Because you project onto them something, an idea. So when you sit quietly, meditation is very simple. Don't expect anything. Don't wait for anything. Don't go anywhere. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to become anything. Becoming is happening without you, don't worry. You'll still be getting up and having your cup of tea in a short while when I ring the bell. Life is doing it for you. You don't need to worry about it. On retreat, lots of bells. You don't need to think about next stage, So nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to become. This is bad news for the self, because it's always becoming something. So now the becoming is happening, but you don't need to go with it. Okay? You can stay with the refuge of mindfulness instead. Make the refuge of mindfulness a center, the real base of your life. That which sees, that which knows clearly, deeply, right? The ego is always on the go somewhere. It's always doing things. It's restless, it doesn't stay in place, it needs to go, do things. Nothing wrong with the ego, it's just the nature of this conditioned experience, is that it's filled up with the five hindrances, the absence of knowledge, that you can sit still, and things will come and go, you don't have to wait until until you're half dead to feel quiet. You can be very alive and energetic, okay? Happy and energetic, and still have the silence of this knowing mind, being a refuge of knowing and seeing. And it seems like nothing is happening of your own doing right now. All you remember is to be mindful. Just relax the whole system, that's what I mean. But having said that, you think, if Ajahn Sundara said that, maybe that's kind of going to happen any minute. Any minute, I'm going to be quiet. No, that's when you begin to see that life is not you. What you experience is not you. Because your ideas of life will be to have a nice, peaceful, quiet mind that really is not going anywhere. Right now, there's nothing to do, nowhere to go. But yet, the mind is constantly in this restless state, trying to find something to do, something to get worried about, something to want to change something, or checking on everything to find out. It's a restless mind, constantly on the go. So you need to know it and be kind to it. It's not like it's yours. It's not like you control it. It's just a blind habit. But as long as it's me and mine, it's difficult to see it as a blind habit. Do you understand? Once you see it as a blind habit, then you can take care of it very well. Do you understand? If it is me and mine, it's very difficult to take care of that which belongs to me. It's too close to me. You see? You need to really understand this anicca part and see what happened when things are gone. When things come and then they go, what happened? Ajahn Sumedho used to say, Nibbana is an acquired taste, or peace is an acquired taste. Because we don't rest in peace for very long, Something is bothering us, we get really kind of attentive to this, and then it passes, and the mind is immediately catching the next object, something. We have to learn to rest in a moment where there is a peace. The moment when there is nothing happening. Do we rest in peace with that, or are we unable to just be quiet and still? Even when the mind is agitated. A listening heart. The art of listening silently. That's when insight can arise, But don't have any idea about how things arise, just keep it very simple. Oh, sorry, Mr. Dharma. Sorry, shorter than yesterday, fortunately. It's fine.
तो प्रश्न था कि जब मैं साधना करती हूँ तो मुझे मैं सो नहीं रही होती, लेकिन मुझे मालूम नहीं पड़ता क्या हो रहा है. तो मैं आचार्य जी ने पूछा था कि क्या ऐसा आपका अनुभव हो, तो उन्होंने कहा मैं सांस को देखने की कोशिश करती हूँ, संवेदना को देखने की कोशिश करती हूँ. तो आपने अजान ने कहा कि यू शुड स्टॉप ट्राइंग, कोशिश करने की छोड़ दो, ये इतना मुश्किल काम थोड़ा ना है जिसके लिए ट्राई करने की जरूरत है. तो उन्होंने फिर कहा कि ऐसा नहीं है कि, लेकिन मैं अधिकतर समय मुझे लगता है कि मेरे में सती नहीं थी. तो अजान ने कहा कि ये तो मुझे पता चल रहा है कि मुझ में सती नहीं थी, तो यही तो सती है. तो ऐसा क्यों सोचती हो कि तुम्हें सती नहीं थी और फिर भी कह रही हो कि मुझे पता है? वो कहते हैं कि नहीं, मुझे बाद में पता चलता है. तो आपने कहा था फिर अजान ने कि आपको ये समझना चाहिए कि जो मन की परिस्थिति है, मन मेरा नहीं है, जो हो रहा है उसको मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि उसमें मैं का भाव जब तक रहेगा तब तक ये परेशानी हमेशा बनी रहेगी। जब तक यू शुड हैव अ ब्राइट टॉर्च ऑफ माइंडफुलनेस, ऐसा उन्होंने शब्द इस्तेमाल किया कि सती जितनी प्रतिशत स्पष्ट होगी तो देखना स्पष्ट हो पाएगा, और जो देखा जा रहा है उससे आइडेंटिफिकेशन कम हो जाएगा। तो फिर मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया था कि क्या परेशानी है। परेशानी मेरी समझ से जो मैं इंटरेक्शन करता रहा हूँ सबसे, यही है कि हमने एक गोल बना रखा है कि मेरे को सारा शरीर मालूम पड़ना चाहिए, सब में संवेदना मालूम पड़नी चाहिए, ब्लैंक एरिया नहीं होना चाहिए, संवेदना भी सूक्ष्म भी होनी चाहिए, और मेरी सत्य हमेशा बनी रहनी चाहिए, मन में कभी नींद नहीं आनी चाहिए, कोई हिंड्रेंस नहीं आनी चाहिए। और ये जो हमने गोल बना रखे हैं ये हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ी जकड़न है। मैंने ऐसा संक्षेप में प्रकट किया था। तो अजान ने कहा कि हमको शायद बिगिनर्स माइंड की तरफ जाना चाहिए, कि जो हमारा 5 खंड है, रूप है, वेदना है, संज्ञा है, संखार है, विज्ञान है, तो सब चीजें हमारे अनुभव में आती रहती हैं। वेदना तो हम सब लोग समझते हैं, परसेप्शन की ओर भी ध्यान दे सकते हैं कि किसी को कभी देखते हैं तो हमको लगता है कि ये इस रंग का है, कि ऐसा रंग का है, या ये कभी समझदार है, उसको जैसे इंसेंस यहाँ जलाई जाती है, स्मेल आती है तो घ्राण विज्ञान जागता है, मन में कोई विचार आता है तो मनोविज्ञान जागता है। जब हम उसको इस तरह से नॉन आइडेंटिफाई करके आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करते, उससे फिर देखते हैं, तो फिर हमको ये चीजें और स्पष्ट होने लगती है, 5 खंडों की बातें स्पष्ट होने लगती हैं। और आपने उदाहरण दिया कि मुझे उनको बताया गया था कि बचपन में कि जो साइंस की बहुत बड़ी डिस्कवरीज है वो तभी हुई जब कोई गोल नहीं रखा गया था, और मोस्ट एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी डिस्कवरीज उसी तरह से हुई थी, केवल इंक्विजिटर से ये कोशिश करते हुए कि जाना जाए क्या हो रहा है। तो इसी तरह से आपका सुझाव था कि हमको सिर्फ जानना है, जस्ट लिसन। अगर बैठे हैं, फिर कभी शरीर में बेचैनी हो रही है तो जान रहे हैं, नाना प्रकार के विचार आते हैं, नाना प्रकार की जो निवारण है, हिंड्रेंसेस हैं वो आते हैं, उनको हिंड्रेंस माने, उसको ऐसा ना माने कि मैं हूँ मेरी हिंड्रेंस है। ये मानना ही सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत का कारण है। और कई बार उन्होंने कहा कि जैसे डाउट हो रहा है तो उसमें हु एम आई का जो एक तरीका इन्वेस्टिगेशन का लगा है, अगर वह करेंगे तो वो उससे भी काफी मदद मिलती है। मुख्य बात यह है कि हम एक ओपन माइंड से रहें, ओपन माइंडेड रहें, प्री कंसीव्ड नोशंस ना हो हमारे कि ऐसा होना चाहिए और ऐसा ही हुआ तो ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो गलत है। सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत उस कारण से हो रही है। तो आपने बताया कि जैसे वहां नई नन्स आती हैं या अनागारिका आती हैं, तो मैं उनको हमेशा ये बताती हूँ कि आप यू हैव टू बी स्ट्रांग एंड यू आर स्ट्रांग। तो उसको टिमिडिटी से, रिजर्वेशन से रखने से जो मन की स्थिति है वो कमजोर हो जाती है, वैसा नहीं रहना चाहिए। तो जो हर एक आदमी, हर एक प्राणी जो है, हर एक मनुष्य इस मन की जो भी स्थिति है उससे ये बड़े आराम से सती को प्रतिष्ठित कर सकता है, क्योंकि वो एक स्वाभाविक हमारी क्षमता है जो कि हम सब में है। मुख्य बात यह है that we don't expect anything, जो हो रहा है उसको जाने, ना कोई एक्सपेक्ट करना, ये इच्छा रहे कि मुझे कुछ बनना है। और जैसे बार बार उदाहरण दिया, there is nowhere to go and not to become anything। ये बात जब हम कहते हैं तो हमारी सेल्फ व्यू को, हमारी ईगो को अच्छा नहीं लगता कि मुझे कुछ तो बनना ही है, तो इस कारण से ही दिक्कत होती है। तो हमको जो हमारी रिफ्यूज होनी चाहिए, शरण जो होनी चाहिए, सती में होनी चाहिए, जानने में, नोइंग में। और जो अहम है, जो ईगो है, वो हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ करनी चाहती है, इट ऑलवेज वांट्स टू डू समथिंग, और उसी कारण से रेस्टलेसनेस का भाव आता है। और उस रेस्टलेसनेस को हम अगर उससे आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं और भूल जाते हैं कि एक हिंड्रेंस है, तो वो अविद्या जो है हमारे पे हावी हो गई। जैसे पहले कहा था आपने कि मार हावी हो गया। तो हमको हर क्षण सजग रहना है, इतना ही कि जो हो रहा है बस उसी से उसको जानकारी होनी चाहिए, क्यों कैसा हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा ही होना चाहिए। जो हमारे नोशन है वो हटा देने चाहिए। अब उनका कि अगर हम इस तरह से साधना करेंगे तो बहुत शीघ्र ही हमको मन शांत हो जाएगा। लेकिन जब उन्होंने कहा फिर उस बात को क्वालिफाई किया कि ऐसा ना सोचेंगे इट्स गोइंग टू हैपन इन 1 मिनट, बट लाइफ ऐसी है, मन बेचैन भी होता है, इच्छा भी जागती है तो उसको भी हम जान ले। बेसिक आइडिया है वी शुड नो, और मन की जो हैबिट है उसको भी एक संखार के रूप में ही जाने। तो अगर हम इफ इट इज मी एंड माइन ऐसा मानेंगे तो उसको हैंडल करना बड़ा उन्हें याद दिलाया कि आप सब अनित्य बोध को काफी अच्छी तरह समझते हैं, लेकिन ये कभी रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं कि जो परिस्थिति उठी और वो चली गई वो अपने आप ही हुआ है। ये तो जो हमारे को ध्यान दिलाती है कि चीजें अपने आप हो रही हैं, मैं और मेरा नहीं है, इसमें मैं और मेरा करने कर्ता का भाव नहीं है। तो जो जब कुछ ना हो रहा हो, क्या हम उस परिस्थिति में शांति से रह सकते हैं? तो हम मन को शांत रहता है, कई बार ऐसी परिस्थिति आती है, सो कैन यू रेस्ट इन अ मोमेंट व्हेन नथिंग इज हैपनिंग। मुख्य बात उन्होंने फिर दोहराई कि सारी साधना हमारी आर्ट ऑफ लिसनिंग साइलेंटली, शांति से बगैर बेचैन हुए जो कुछ भी हो रहा है उसको जानना है, बस इतनी सी बात है, और प्रज्ञा से जानते रहना है। उसमें कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन करना, कुछ गोल बना के रखना, वही हमारे दुख का कारण बनता है।
Thank you, Mr. Dao. It's really time technically. We said we'll try to keep on time. Is it a long question?
No, it's not.
Okay. Sure.
On the first day, you had told us 2 stories. One was a story where I believe Mohindra ji had advised a lady that in a certain situation she should have whacked the person with the umbrella.
I don't hear. It's kind of humming a bit.
He's reminding, telling that about the story you had mentioned about Mohindra ji advising a student who had been attacked while going to the hymn, that you should have whacked that person, and rather than getting frightened and with that person who tried to attack her. You had given that story in the first story about Mohindra ji.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was one story, and you also mentioned that Buddha had mentioned in one of the suttas that if someone is cutting you with a sword, if at that moment you have even a trace of anger, then you are not my disciple. On those lines you had mentioned.
Yes.
So my specific question is, how do I reconcile these 2 stories? And the context of the question is that in our country there is this big problem of terrorism, and every time there is a news story that the security forces have killed some terrorists, I feel very happy inside. So my specific question was, how do I look at this reaction that I have within me, that it's very good that those people who got killed, in the context of these 2 stories?
Yeah. You know, you take the precept, you in a way commit yourself to not harm anybody, yes? So that's all you can do. And when you have the feeling of happiness when somebody who can harm your people has been shot, you know, it's not ideal, but maybe you feel relieved more than happy, sense of relief. You know, that man is not running around Delhi, maybe doing more harm. So it's quite a human response, you know. Nothing to worry about it. Yeah. You know, sometimes you have, maybe it's a tiger has been running around the village and killing so many animals and so on. Somebody shoots it. Of course, the only foundation against animal mistreatment and so on will be shocked, but the farmers, the people living in the village, will be relieved to not to have the potential tragedy through having a wild animal, killing animals, killing maybe people, you know. So life is not perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. आपका प्रश्न था कि आपने एक स्टोरी बताई थी मुनिंद्रा जी की, जहाँ पे उन्होंने अपनी एक साधिका को कहा था जिसको कोई किसी ने रास्ते में अटैक किया था कि आपको उसको अपनी अम्ब्रेला से मारना चाहिए था बचाने के लिए अपने को, और दूसरी स्टोरी आपने भगवान की बताई थी जिसमें वो कहते हैं कि अगर आपको आरे से कोई हाथ भी काटे तो आपको द्वेष नहीं जलाना चाहिए। तो इन दोनों स्टोरीज में वो कैसे रिकॉन्साइल करें? और उन्होंने उसका परिप्रेक्ष्य बताया कि जैसे आजकल अखबार में हम पढ़ रहे हैं कि किसी टेररिस्ट को सेना ने मार दिया तो उनको अंदर से प्रसन्नता होती है, तो क्या ये उचित है? तो अजान ने उत्तर दिया कि आप हम सब ने प्रीसेप्ट्स लिए हैं, हम सब ने शील लिए हुए हैं कि हम किसी का हार्म नहीं करेंगे, तो हम तो नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन ये महसूस करना कि अगर कोई टेररिस्ट है जो कि सबको मार सकता है, नुकसान पहुंचा सकता है लोगों को, निर्दोष लोगों को, तो उसको मारा जा रहा है और आपको महसूस खुशी हो रही है, तो वो खुशी नहीं कहना चाहिए, देयर इज अ सेंस ऑफ रिलीफ। ऑफ कोर्स उन्होंने कहा कि ये कोई आइडियल चीज नहीं है, लेकिन ये जीव संसार जो है परफेक्ट नहीं है, और ये उसका दूसरा एस्पेक्ट भी है कि हम ये सोच सकते हैं कि अगर उस प्राणी को अगर ऐसा ना किया जाता तो वो कितनों को नुकसान पहुंचा सकता है। उन्होंने दूसरा उदाहरण दिया, जैसे किसी गांव में कभी कोई शेर आ गया और वो इधर उधर चल के लोगों को मार रहा है, हत्या कर रहा है, तो एनिमल के जो हैंडल करने वाले होते हैं वो भी उसको फिर मारने के ही बाध्य हो जाते हैं, और जो फार्मर्स हैं वो रिलीव्ड होंगे कि भाई चलो हमारा एक बड़ा भारी जो नुकसान हो सकता था अब रुक हुआ, वो आगे नहीं होगा, तो इट्स a sense of relief. So life is not perfect and we have to live with that in that sense. अगर ऐसी भावना जागती है तो we just can be aware of that.
Okay. So we're going to stop now for tea, and also I'm going to ask you if you can stretch your body a bit, you know. Sometimes I teach a bit of Qigong exercise and retreat, but I think we're not going to do that now, but just stretch your body, your limbs, because they are really sitting for a long time and not moving. So don't hesitate to move the energy of the body around through maybe a bit of Qigong, a bit of Tai Chi, a bit, you have a room downstairs, don't you? On the ground floor, yeah? You can do whatever, stretching against a wall or whatever, something. Yeah? Unless you are in a situation where you need to speak, please do not talk with each other. Respect your silence, respect the silence of the others, yeah? And it's not easy, I know, but you'll be really rewarded if you want to reward. Feel really the benefit of keeping that silent mind, silent awareness, yeah? And you keep observing, as you go around taking tea, drinking coffee, or whatever, you keep noticing, you're not obsessed about this body, but just you learn the art of being aware, being conscious. It's a whole new view on things. You already have it, of course, because you won't be student of Goenka for so long, but now it's not because you come off your cushions or you do some other posture in your life that suddenly that wonderful refuge of awareness disappears, And at some point it's more like a second nature, do you understand? It's not like you have to think heavily about it. Yeah? Okay.